Welcome to Inbox. I'm Yang.
I'm Vesna.
I'm Akina. San Francisco is a world-class city rich in histories and cultures.
You said it, Akina, and don't forget the artists.
Of course, here creative workers succeed in different fields.
Today, we will meet three artists taking their creations everywhere around the Bay Area and beyond.
Let's take a look.
We all have dreams. Some of the dreams are flying. Some of the dreams are wings. Today, we are going to meet a woman who has taken her dream of wings from Bay Area to the world. Our reporter Daisy Wang will take you on that journey. Let's fly!
Angela Jarman is an artist, a craftswoman, and a designer who brings her dreams to life.
I guess I would define myself as a fairy artist and a fairy performer at times, and just an artist in general.
An artist since the third grade. For clients like Victoria's Secret, she works on a global stage. For Angela, this is her dream come true.
I just thought that would be just the ultimate highlight of my career, to see my work on supermodels on national TV, international TV. It was real. It was actually happening. They said, "We love them. We want more."
As an actress, Angela appreciates these accessories.
I understand what it's like to be wearing them while trying to perform, while trying to face paint. I definitely have that in mind when I'm creating the wings and also the headdresses, so that I'm making something that is adaptable to the environment.
Greg Angelo Herrera, art director of San Francisco's Velocity Circus, is enticed by her designs.
Angela's wing contribute a lot to the type of artwork I do. I mean, a lot of people see the work I do as kind of spectacle, but they don't realize that the spectacle that I do also is telling really profound stories. These were all custom. The two portfolios of custom wings from Angela. So here's the green one. These are one of my favorite.
As works of art, Angela's wings cost between $90 and $300. Customer orders go for as much as $1,000. Designers like Greg Angelo say those wings make a big difference on the fashion runway.
Sometimes I just add wings to certain characters on site, just to sort of stories evolve as we go. A lot of what we do is improvisational and interactive, so oftentimes I'll let the character go through the metamorphosis that a butterfly does.
I think fairy wings for me stand for magic, they stand for imagination.
She sees her wings as symbolic of flight and of rising above.
In a sense, I guess they've given me the freedom to live out my passions, live out my dreams and the things that I really want to create. So after I've looked through some inspirational material, I like to put all that away, and I just imagine that all of these different ideas are sort of mixing and melding together in my subconscious, and so then I start sketching and just see what comes out. So I will spend a lot of time sketching out different ideas, and I usually go through a lot of revisions before I actually decide on any one design. I feel really lucky to have some really great customers.
Performing artists, photographers, and models are her most frequent customers. Their creativity inspires her.
The underwater photographers and people who model those have been really blowing me away lately.
We don't belong, making ladders out of cowboys.
Shy and quiet as a child, she was often teased and bullied.
My mind was always somewhere else, off in the clouds. And that was one of the fantasies, I think, was, transforming into a fairy, or something that can fly away and get away from all that.
Her partner, Jordan Price, helps out on the more technical aspect of her designs. Recently, he helped Angela make her first pair of LED lit wings. So what's the name is about this costume?
I think if that is a fairy character, I would name it Ember the Fire Fairy.
Right now I'm Amber.
Yes, you are Ember.
That's Amber and Green that's together.
Okay.
Yeah, can teach me some pose?
Oh, let's see. Let's have you do a slow little twirl around. And do some fairy hands.
I'm sure I would like to try a pair of those. Daisy really looks like a fairy, doesn't she? What a fabulous career to bring dreams to your life.
Hey, have you ever been to the jungle before? Brazil, Mexico, or Costa Rica? You don't need to go that far. Right here in Mission District, San Francisco. With me, Sarah. Next on Inbox.
Welcome back. So what does your house look like from the street? Is it pretty, fancy, or plain? Well, we found a woman who's turned her whole house into a work of art. Join us on a tour of the jungle house.
Every time you look at the jungle house, you find something wild. There are leopards, spider monkeys, gorillas, bamboo, and even palm trees.
But the idea
This is the dream of Debbie Smith. This is her art project.
as an owner of a house.
It's just my job to figure out how to make it happen. And that is the fun.
She has been at it for 30 years.
Everything I do in this house is play.
That play has created a visual landmark in San Francisco's Mission District. Debbie's neighbor, Mike Wong, likes it.
We love living next door because people say, where do you live? We say, next to the painted house on Church Street.
It began innocently in 1988 when Debbie bought a plain stucco house.
Oh, it's so ugly. It's a stucco house. We've got a blank slate. There's nothing there. Absolutely nothing there.
That blank slate house would become her canvas.
I wanted a French balcony of flowers.
Girly.
Yeah, I wanted girly.
Her first ideas were nixed by her family, but still,
This was a wall right here.
she
This was
dreamed
a wall.
big.
I don't want ooh. Yeah, I want wow.
For 4 long years she dreamed and waited because
We were in kid mode, so we thought what would be fun for the kids.
in 1992, Debbie asked muralist Nicolai Larson to begin painting a Costa Rican waterfall and rainforest featuring a leopard.
Actually, this is the second leopard. The first leopard.
Her dream was then a reality. It was breathtaking,
And when everybody goes, ooh, well, you go with it.
but she wasn't done. Oh no, not done at all.
I think it's time.
The original work had faded, and Debbie had new ideas.
Let's go with jungle.
By 2014, she was ready for phase 2.
It's no longer the rainforest house. It is the jungle house.
Her new collaborator was painter Prairie Prince.
Prairies, my heart and soul.
But Prairie Prince was worried about respecting the original work.
When I first saw this, I thought to myself, I really don't want to paint over somebody's vision here.
It wasn't an easy job.
Restoring a lot of it, which meant sealing all the cracks in the building. Pretty much left it with a cobweb, gray primer and stucco that looked like hell.
Soon, Perry was hooked too.
Well, what I could do is I can keep a lot of the original artwork that he designed and then add more jungle, more flowers, more animals to his already existing painting.
The jungle grew.
As if the jungle had grown for 30 or 40 years on top of the original jungle, and this might be what it looked like.
More wild animals were painted. A tiger, a parrot, a green frog, and more.
Dragon in the jungle? Yeah, well, why not?
Debbie enjoys the book, Game of Thrones, and wanted it in her jungle.
Jungle dinosaurs, they're kindred spirits, right?
More artists joined the project, including Lindsay Milliken.
Up through this entranceway, you have the dog that passed away while we were working on the mural. And so she asked that it could always kind of grace their doorstep, which I thought was really nice.
And metal artist Morgan Raymond.
Also, I made the branches up there. The idea to have the trees continue.
It's all the people. We got all these wonderful people. None of it could have happened if I didn't have them.
To her surprise and also to her delight, Debbie's home became a favorite spot for passers-by.
See it, it's amazing.
I thought the house would just kind of bling out. It doesn't. It's different than everything else, but it still blends in.
It has even become a Pokemon Go gym, a gathering place for the popular online game.
It's the house. Oh my gosh. I think I'm gonna die. Yeah.
Debbie knows the painting will not last forever. She doesn't want it to.
It's not meant to last forever. Just like this city, it should evolve. What is out there represents who we are.
So, the jungle house represents who Debbie is. And since Debbie is always changing, just like life, she's already working on phase 3.
Whoa, that was amazing. That was the most imaginative house I have ever seen. If most people do not take decorating so far, this is very inspiring. Frankly, I want to make my house like that.
Coming up next, we will introduce you to a very special map maker. Welcome back! I still want to live in that jungle house, but right now, let's turn to our final artist. What's the most important thing when you travel? Everyone has a different answers, but you will definitely need a map. These days, we often use the GPS or Google Maps, but sometimes there's no substitute for an old-fashioned paper one. Let's set our course for Tom, a map maker in Sarahville, to see how he keeps this traditional art alive.
In emergencies, when people's lives and homes are in danger, to fight fast-moving brush fire, to direct the ambulance to the injured, and to find those who are lost.
She got separated from her group in this area, and the PLS on the map stands for Point Last Seen or Place Last Seen.
Precise mapping helps first responders make the difference between life and death. California firefighter Michael St. John and his team use a wide combination of technology.
This is an aerial photograph, but we would also use the Harrison map on this as well.
Hi, I'm Tom Harrison. I'm probably the most famous cartographer you've never heard of. I published maps for hiking and backpacking all through California.
That is Marin, California, based on Tom Harrison. one of the few traditional map makers still around, and for almost 20 years a vital partner.
We collaborated with Tom to develop digital maps that were high quality for us to use to help people.
Making a map is a really long, difficult process. It involves a lot of research.
That research can consume as much as 50 to 60% of his time.
I research number of people go into a park. I research the roads. I look at the trails. I find every possible published map that I can find. I also look for guidebooks and articles on the internet about an area.
It is harder than it looks.
Oh, Henry, whoa. You know, when you do that, we're not sure how far you went. You went 2 feet this way and 2 feet that way when you only went 3 feet in a regular straight line. Here's how you do it. You try, and it's not easy, but you try to keep the wheel in the middle of the trail and try to keep it as straight as possible.
Tom Harris' accurate maps are used by emergency personnel. Of course, his maps are already used by hikers or backpackers. On the trail like this in the Golden Gate Recreation Area of Marin County.
This is the map of Yosemite Valley that I made several years ago, and the interesting about this map is that so many tourists from all over the world visit Yosemite Valley. It's such a famous area.
It is a bestseller to visitors who come from around the world.
The legend is in English, Spanish, German, French, and Japanese. So when you want to find out where the groceries are, or the post office, or the shuttle bus stops, you will have that in your language in case English is not your first language.
The more details, the higher their value to users. Tom's wife Barbara helps with his research.
It's just that I'm proud of what Tom does, and I want people to know about our maps, and I think they're the best hiking maps of California.
I think cartography affects people almost every day. We have cartography on our smartphones now. People have Google Maps or some kind of map. Say, oh, how can I get to where I'm going? Cartography still affects us every day in one way or another.
What was once done entirely by hand is now assisted by technology. Mapmaker John Van Coops has seen many changes in mapmaking over the last 30 years for California Coastal Commission.
Even though we have computers to do a lot of the technical work now, we don't draw with pens anymore like we used to, but there's still a design element that is necessary for any map because a map is a visual communication.
Digital maps are gaining in popularity. The map market is still dominated by paper, physical versions.
A lot of people think everything is going to be digital now, and we do have digital maps. We have apps for all of our maps, but the physical maps outsell the digital ones by a huge margin.
I don't see any conflicts between digital and physical maps. I see them complementing each other. Cartography is the art and science of making maps, and the word art is in cartography. I think part of that is because there's something that appeals to people. It's like a representation of the Earth's surface, but on a piece of paper.
We mentioned his final dream of making maps. He said,
I don't make maps, I make dreams.
I never knew so much creative work went in making maps. He combines his art with our practical needs. We will be right back.
Before we leave you today, have you seen this hearth? All of San Francisco artists call snapshots of our city. Today we found the artist Pop Joee as he was creating a new heart. Watch this. Wow, today we saw a wide range of definition of what art can be.
So true, but one thing for all three artists had in common, that were the strong will to be themselves.
You know, they really showed us that with bravery and creativity, you can do almost anything.
Exactly, Vesna. Your inner artist is waiting to take flight.
I think so.
Yeah, this is Inbox, and see you next time.
Thank you.
Bye.